We're here at Spieker Point, Software Engineering and Solutions, at their open house and 8th anniversary. Welcome to FusedLogic TV. I'm your host, Walter Schwabe. I'm joined now by Jeff Matychuk. He's the sales manager here at Spieker Point. Jeff, thanks for being on the show.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So let's talk a little bit about, for the benefit of clients and the process that you lead them through in the business development side, what are some of the initial questions that you like to ask clients early on to get a sense of whether you can add value to their situation?
Good question. Well, when you're talking to a client, you're trying to find out, we're on the phone right now, there's a reason why we're talking, what would that be? And I want to, find out from them, there's something going on inside your company that's not very comfortable. Can you tell me about that?
So we're talking business processes. We've been talking business processes in many of the interviews here at the open house. So you're really looking for companies that are, in a sense, in a little bit of trouble. They're growing, maybe they've grown too fast. Maybe they're just really growing fast and business processes are getting in the way. They might need a piece of software to solve a problem. Are those some of the things that you look for in terms of red flags?
That's right. So these are companies that take a lot of pride in customer service. And if they're growing really rapidly and they're having to kind of take their eye off customer service and pay too much attention to the process side, and they don't like that. They want something to free them up from the administrative necessities of processing an order and just attend to the customer.
What are some of the red flags that you're going to see within that customer experience? What are some of the things that you might see and then maybe approach a client with?
Good question. Whenever an order comes into a company, there's a team that executes that order. And how does that get handed off from one member of the team to the other? And how does the next member know that that they've received all the information? Who communicates back to the customer that everything is in process and is going well? Well, if the first person doesn't really know what the second person is doing and there's no visibility into that process, they have to depend on a spreadsheet or on paperwork, or that they can talk to each other. If those typical means aren't available to them, they need something more visible like software.
And then on the opposite side of that, here's what happens. It's a call center environment. You call, you give your name, your account number to the customer service representative, and they say, oh, gee, I can't help you. I have to pass you off to account management or something else. So you get passed off, and then you have to repeat everything you just said, which really frustrates me. It just bugs me like crazy. Right. And what it is it's like two departments that don't communicate. They don't have their systems integrated in such a way so that it makes it simple for the customer. Is that kind of the sort of the thing that you're talking about?
That's a really good example. And I can't think of one situation where a customer has come away from that feeling like, yeah, that was smooth. That was good.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
Jeff, thanks so much for being on the show with us and talking about that business development process.
My pleasure.
I've been speaking with Jeff Matychuk, the sales manager at Spieker Point. Here on FusedLogic TV, I'm your host, Walter Schwabe.